Do the Saints have a clear path to the playoffs in 2023? Yes, they do. This is a schedule reaction video. I am the GOAT, James Skrmetta, and you are watching ESPN 104.5 talk about what they think, Bob and Jacob Hester, what they think about the schedule release. I'm just glad to see the local media is done making 10-minute videos about the Foster Moreau signing. So let's go ahead and see what they think about the schedule.
We now know the New Orleans Saints schedule. Preseason, you got Chiefs, Chargers, Texans. There you go, Jay. Little Chargers preseason action, second year in a row, this time in LA.
All right, I've heard enough. Here's the deal. And I already made my video reacting to the schedule, posted it Friday, the day after. But here, the long and short of it is, we have the easiest schedule I have ever seen. We have not only a clear path to the playoffs, I believe we have a clear path to the 1 seed. We have a clear path to having the most wins in the regular season in the NFC. Our schedule is so easy, I honestly cannot believe it. I cannot believe the level of competition that we'll be facing all year. The best quarterback we're going to face is Jared Goff. Okay? The Detroit Lions are the best team we play this season. We play all of the rookie quarterbacks. We play Jordan Love. We play Justin Fields. We play probably 4 or 5 of the bottom 5 worst teams in the NFL. We don't play any teams that I would consider Super Bowl contenders besides the Detroit Lions.
And then the regular season will kick off at noon on Sunday against Tennessee Titans at home. Kind of an interesting home matchup there. And then for the third year in a row, you'll play Carolina very early on in the season. It has not gone well the last 2 years. You're going to go to Carolina for a little Monday Night Football action, week 2. Let's go, dude. Then head up to Green Bay to take.
I know this is a radio show, and, it is what it is. But why are their producers, when they do these YouTube videos, why does their producers not put the graphic on the screen? Why do we not have the schedule on the screen right now? I already know the schedule, but for people who are watching this, wouldn't it be easier to have the graphic? Wouldn't it be easier to just add this in post-production? I don't want to, besmirch anybody's their situation here, but if their producers are watching my show, which I know they are, put the graphic up. Put the schedule up for the people.
On Jordan Love, an early Jordan Love Packers, right? That's kind of interesting.
I'll put it up. Producers, put it up, please. There you go. I'm putting the schedule up for you guys. So just know that the schedule you're seeing right now is added by me, the producers here at my show.
Interesting, man.
I think you'd rather get Jordan Love early than late.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying he's going to be
like
great
a
late,
man late. Yeah.
but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like,
Yes.
There's definitely the ability for it to snowball against Jordan.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's also the ability for him to take his punches early and then be a much better player by the end of the year. So I'd rather.
You absolutely want to play Jordan Love early. You absolutely want to play rookie quarterbacks early. You absolutely want to, not only because of them, but their playbook will be so much more shallow. At the beginning of the year, rookies or young quarterbacks or however you want to frame it, I know Jordan Love isn't a rookie, but his experience is as if he were a rookie with real game time. Their playbook is shrunk. The coaches want to make it as easy as possible on them to get them up to speed. So if you can play them earlier, you're dealing with them still having to figure out their own rhythm. So every single thing points to the only thing you could argue is a negative for facing a young quarterback or a rookie quarterback early is you have no tape on them. You are virtually going in blind as far as like what packages they're going to run with them, what they can do, what they look like, what the offensive scheme looks like with them. That's the only negative to playing a young quarterback early.
They're catching when he's green around the gills. Then you're at home versus Tampa, at New England. Never ideal to have to go up there.
And then on the road to the Texans, that's 4 out of 5.
Action, boys?
That's 4 out of 5 on the road.
Roger, Sean's not even here anymore. Okay, take that smoke to freaking Denver.
You do get 3 home games in a row down the stretch as you'll get there, T. But man, that's a tough one. Now Houston, that trip, that's an easy one. But you're talking about trips up to Green Bay, trips up to New England.
Yeah.
Who cares? I don't care if you're taking trips to Saturn. If you're playing Justin Fields, Jordan Love, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, whatever, go to Belgium, go to Germany, go to anywhere you have to go to play these guys. I would rather, ladies and gentlemen, would you rather travel to go play Jordan Love, or would you rather play Patrick Mahomes at home? Would you rather play Justin Herbert at home? I know what I'd rather do. And let me say this too. I think travel is way overstated nowadays. I think people in the old days, I think travel was a huge ordeal. But for the Saints, traveling to Green Bay is not a big deal at all. Traveling to Houston, not a big deal at all. Think about how nice travel is just for like me and you, just for an average everyday person. Think about how easy it is, how comfortable it is to go to the airport, to fly, to arrive, how nice hotels are, how nice everything is. Back in the day, when it was terrible planes, bad hotels, buses, when it was all that stuff going on, no meal prep, no nutritionists, you're eating at Applebee's and Outbacks. Nowadays, these flights, the meals they're eating, the prep they're doing, the hyperbolic time chambers that people are in, the blood circulation sleeves they're wearing on their legs, like all the stuff people have to do, unless you are going west to east, unless you are going like from Seattle to New York or Seattle to Miami or something like that, unless you're doing that or going to altitude, I don't think travel matters at all. I really don't.
Some long boys.
Then again, look, man, it's like, last year's game against Green Bay had to get moved because Hurricane Ida. So I don't know. Maybe not playing at home for the beginning isn't the worst thing. And honestly, you'd rather be at home late than at home early on, like you said. Okay, so at New England, at Houston, then you're at home versus Jags. So a little Thursday night football against the Jags. Hell yeah. If I'm playing on Thursday night, I want the Jags, the Thursday night Kings. That's going to be great. Does Trevor Lawrence have Calvin Ridley? Did I forget that?
Yes. Calvin Ridley's back. Yes.
Yeah.
The Jags are going to be good. You could argue the Jags will be the best team we play. It's either the Jags or the Lions, but one of those two. Which again, how many times in NFL history have you ever said that the best team we play this season are the Jaguars? The best team we play this season are the Lions. That's probably never been uttered before in human history. That's how easy this schedule is.
They traded for him, yeah.
Okay, dude. I've seen Calvin really play in a while. Imagine he's going to be on the revenge path. I don't love that game. I love it being at home in the Dome, and that's going to be very fun. It's going to be right around Halloween. But, Jags might be good this year.
A divisional round team a year ago.
Yeah, they were good last year.
Indy.
We get to see Anthony Richardson.
Wow. Okay,
maybe.
So Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson on this list.
And C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. Wow. So you get all the rookies that we've been so long talking about. And Will Levis.
I mean, guys, I don't want to beat a dead horse here. But I'm on a different level.
You're not going to see Will Levis.
You want to Will Levis won't start. That was a lot there. Will Levis won't start week 1. If we were playing the Titans in week 13, we might see Will Levis, but not week 1.
Yeah. He's not going to play, but he's on the schedule. Versus Chicago. Ooh, Chicago.
Hendon Hooker is on the Lions. So I think we play the team who has, it might be like the first 5 quarterbacks taken in the draft. I mean, we may have every single quarterback taken in the draft on our schedule.
Chicago in the Dome, I kind of like that. Bears in the Dome, very fun matchup there.
Yep.
At Minnesota.
Whatever.
Man, owe them a little revenge. Bye week, love that bye week. Week 11 bye week, right when you need it.
Yeah.
10 weeks.
Yep, good bye week.
Season, which is ideal. Get your body right for the final push. I was talking to a guy last night, Jake, that he was he went to Louisiana College because coming out of high school, he was like 210 pounds, right? Like 6'5", though.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this was pre-transfer portal because like now he would have easily ended up at a bigger school, but he ends up playing there the whole time. Then he signs an undrafted free agent deal. He makes like a few years in the league.
Oh, wow.
But like a couple P squad years. He had a full year starting though. And he talked about it where at like week 9, he was just like, what? Like my body, I have 10 more weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I think that's something that, as I said, travel is overstated. I don't think people talk about bye weeks enough. When you think about how hard it is to be an NFL player, to play a game, prep, practice, travel, play a game, prep, practice, like that routine, how difficult that is to have your body feeling good and just mentally staying sharp and all the pomp and circumstance that comes with a game day. Doing that for 10, 11 weeks in a row is crazy. So I totally get what T-Bob's saying here, where at that point you're just like, I have to get a break. I have to stop thinking for a minute. I have to stop doing for a minute. I have to just chill. I have to just, relax for a second here. So it is something that people don't talk about enough.
I have 10 more weeks. Like my body is broken right now. Like what? And just kind of funny here because you've gotten used to like practice squad and everything. It's just a massive difference. And so I guess the reason why I'm bringing this up is because that bye week is at a very nice time.
Great time.
Help you get over
for sure.
What I imagine is a huge mental hurdle when you're halfway through an NFL football season.
Yeah, the worst thing's to have it like week 4 or week 5. It's brutal because
then you have such a long stretch at the end
early,
there.
But it is such a grind after that.
Barely
Actually,
warming up.
I think the Chargers might be week 5, and I've had it both ways without a doubt. Like having it when you played 16 games, week 9 was really where you'd want it, but now obviously you got an extra game, and so you can kind of push it back a week. But that was where you wanted it. You wanted it right there, kind of close to the middle, so you could take that deep breath and you could hit the finish line. But if you have it week 4, week 5, whatever that was, whatever that earliest,
that's brutal. That's hell.
It is bad, man. Because the NFL season, you need a break. You need a bye week, and you also need a coach that understands that. And when you have a bye week, you practice on Wednesday, and then he says, "I'll see you on Monday."
Yeah,
you also need that.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Everybody, get the hell out of here. I'm trying to think. Okay, so yeah, there's no like pseudo buys with the Thursday night game. Though I do like getting Thursday at home.
You get a couple extra
days before.
Yeah.
There's another thing too. We play the good teams at home. We play Detroit at home. We play Jacksonville at home. That's huge. I mean, especially like Thursday night, like short rest, all that stuff. Being at home is a huge advantage there. The schedule lines up so good for us.
Yeah, I'm sure DA will give the team Friday, Saturday, Sunday
DA doesn't know what the hell's going on.
off again. We'll see you on Monday type situation.
So you have the bye, and then you're immediately going to go to Atlanta. First Falcon game of the year. Okay, so they're going to let both teams percolate a little bit. Both teams kind of figure out themselves, see who's good, see who's not. And obviously it's kind of cool too because after 10 weeks, you'll have a very clear idea of how the division is shaking out, and then you're going to get heavy on your divisional games, right?
Yes.
And that's what you're going to close with, which is by design, and I like how they do that.
I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan whenever they backload the schedule with divisional games because I don't like. A few years ago, I know we had like the season ended with Carolina, Pittsburgh, Carolina. I didn't like that. Like I don't like playing the same team two out of 3 weeks or anything like that. I think you should split them up. You should play like Carolina in the first 6 weeks of the season, 8 weeks of the season, and then at the end. Atlanta, first 8 weeks of the season, and then at the end. Split them up, first half, second half of the season. I don't like playing Atlanta like week 12 and then turning around and playing them week 16.
So at Atlanta versus Detroit, Jamal Williams revenge game. Mm-hmm. Lions coming down to New Orleans.
Here we go. The producers said, "You know what? It's been 6 minutes. Let's drop the schedule on there. Let's drop the schedule on there for the people. Unbelievable." But while it's up here, I mean, yeah, look at how well this thing plays out. I mean, look at how nice this schedule is. And again, for my breakdown of the schedule, go to the video where I do that.
And then you got the
that'd be fun.
Giants at home. Hell yeah, dude.
We might need to make like a little field trip to the Lions game.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for that. You got Lions and Panthers both at home. And then New York Giants. Okay, yeah. So there's that 3-game stretch you were talking about, Jake. Very nice to get 3 games around home, and then you got the Giants closing out week 16, traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Another Thursday night football matchup. That's not ideal.
That's not great. But the Rams suck, and we can kind of lose a few games. Like, we have a few toss-up games we can have. So if the Rams are a toss-up game because of the travel and all that stuff, then so be it.
No.
Playing the Giants at home and then going to LA on Thursday.
That's 2 LA trips. They're going to have 2 games in SoFi. One in the
New Year's Eve football. Beautiful. Man, I hate that it's not a home game. I would love to start my New Year's Eve in the Dome. Ooh, baby.
preseason.
I guess they can't do that because the Sugar Bowl was on New Year's Eve this year. So I guess it's going to be on again. So I guess they can't compete with the Dome and the Sugar Bowl situation.
But one late in the season against the Rams.
And then week 17 at Tampa, okay, who at that point, that should be a runaway, right? Like, unless Kyle Trask or Baker Mayfield just really surprises us, that should be like a tanking Tampa team that wants to lose. And then
I don't think I talked about this in a video too, but I don't think Tampa's good enough to tank unless they just straight up sit their players. But I think for the most part, the NFC South is probably about the same. I think Atlanta, Tampa, and Carolina are all right there. I think Carolina is probably the worst of the three, just because Bryce Young is so unknown. But I think they're all about the same. The easy part, I think, of the schedule is the Chicago, Indy, Houston, like that kind of batch. Green Bay. I think that's where our schedule gets really soft because, yes, we play in a bad division, but our outside of the division, the fact that we get the Bears, the Colts, the Texans, the Packers on a down year, the Patriots on a down year. I mean, the fact that we get them, if this was a normal Lions team and a normal Jaguars team, think about how easy the schedule would be. If it was like, the Detroit teams that are 2-win, 3-win teams, the Jag teams that are 2-3-win teams, it would be ridiculous. I really believe that we can accidentally walk into 11 wins. We can, if we have a bad year, I think we win 10 games. We can moonwalk into 11, 12 wins. So if the Saints are good, like if Derek Carr refines himself and becomes like an MVP kind of player, if that happens, if the offense clicks and Michael Thomas is back and the defense is better and we get some, good production from new players, if all of that happens, we could be a 14-win team on accident. Just because of the schedule. Like, I know it's crazy for me to say that. It's crazy to be like, we could win 14 games. But I really think if you look at the schedule, it just lines up so easy for us. Unless the Saints could just be a bad football team. If the Saints are a bad football team, then yeah, we won't win 14 games, obviously. But if we are competitive, if we are better than last year, if Derek Carr is good, if those things that we expect to happen, I think all of us here expect Derek Carr to be better, expect the Saints to be better, expect the offense and defense to be better. So if we expect all of that, it's nuts, guys, but I just don't see the losses. I mean, if we go 12-5, you got to find me 5 losses on here. 5 losses. If you said, James, but James, we're going to lose to Detroit, Minnesota, the Rams, and then we're going to drop a game to Tampa, and we're going to drop a game to the Falcons. And I would say, okay, I mean, all right, those are coin toss games, but okay, I'll give you that. If you're right, we're 12-5. We're 12-5. We win the division. We're the 3 seed. I mean, guys, it's time to get excited.
And to close it out in the Superdome with the Atlanta Falcons. Hell yeah, dude. That's a good schedule. And relative to the NFL, that's all nothing's easy in the NFL, but
it is the easiest schedule in history.
That should be an easier schedule.
It is. When you look at the 2023 strength of schedule according to the NFL Network, because it's going by opponent win percentage from a year ago.
I hate how they do this. This is one of the not T-Bob and Jacob. I hate how NFL Network does their strength of schedule with the winning percentage from the previous year because it's so ridiculous. It's so poorly weighted. For example, Tampa. How are you judging this year's Tampa from the Tom Brady Tampa? Like, that's crazy. That makes no sense at all why you do that. It makes no sense at all that you take the previous year with totally different players and you give that same grade to this year. How does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. What they should do is they should take all of the preseason win totals from Vegas or from or if you don't want to use a sports book, you can use Pro Football Focus, you can use Football Outsiders, you can use one of these analytic companies to do preseason win totals. What their analytics tell them is going to be the wins and losses of every team, and then add them up. That's how you should do it. But taking the previous year and weighing the teams that way is the dumbest thing in the world. Could you imagine? Like, think about a team where, like, the John Elway Buccaneers, the Broncos, the John Elway Buccaneers. Could you imagine? The John Elway Broncos. Imagine that, right? They win the Super Bowl. Elway retires. They would rank them the same, even though he's gone. Like, even though the best player, the Hall of Fame quarterback, is retired, even though that happened, they're going to weight them the same way to judge the next year's strength of schedule. It makes no sense at all.
The Falcons have the easiest schedule in the NFL at 32. The Saints are at 31.
Oh, hell.
I'll go ahead and tell you this. You got to throw that out because of what I just said. We have the easiest schedule in the NFL. The Falcons can't have an easier schedule than us because the Falcons play us, and we play the Falcons, and the Falcons are worse than us. Right now, I haven't seen the Falcons' schedules. That they may play someone better, but we have to have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Have to.
Oh yeah.
As far as easiest schedule with a 427 win percentage from their opponents a year ago. So yeah, they literally have one of the easiest schedules on paper of any team in the NFL.
And again, nothing's easy in the NFL, and using last year as a way of projecting who's going to be good next year is always flawed. But
yes, it is.
Like, to your point earlier, they're playing every rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
So those teams were bad.
That's my point. Right? We're playing every rookie quarterback. We're playing teams who are in the top of the draft. The only team that we're not playing is the Cardinals. If we had the Cardinals on the schedule, we would have basically every team in the top 10 of the draft last year. We would have like all the teams that were bad, all the worst records last year. We would be playing them.
True.
A year ago. So, like, obviously, like, they could be much better with that quarterback or more the same with a young quarterback. But
unfortunately, Saints fans know all too well how it's gone against rookie quarterbacks in recent times, and it's not always the best. Wow,
we better win 12 games. We better win at least 12 games. Let me know in the comments below what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think we will be 12 wins, 10 wins, 14 wins, 15 wins, 16 wins, 17 wins? Where are we going to land? What do you think about the schedule? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video.